morning, good evening, good night. What is going on, friends and family back home, all around the country? Welcome to another episode of the 411 podcast with your host, Yago Alvarez, aka Mr. Everywhere You're Not, because everywhere that you are, I'm not. I got a special guest on the show right now. His name is Elijah Thomas. Tell him what's up, ET, man. Tell him
Hey,
what's up, man.
what's up? What's up, man? What's up, man? Elijah Thomas. Not much to it. Just my
Not
name.
much to it. Nah, man, me and ET go way back, man, way back. Um, Today's episode, we're just gonna be discussing a few things. You know what I mean? Something that's been on my mind throughout the week. ET, tell us what you're doing nowadays, man. You're a recent McCaskey grad as well. You graduated 2019, right?
hmm
So tell us what you've been up to lately. What are
Uh,
your goals? Where you going to school at? Still playing any
uh,
sports?
yeah. Well, right now I'm going to Harrisburg area Community College,
Okay.
Hack. So I'm just doing that 2 years, just trying to figure out what I want to do. Main reasons why I went there is because I didn't really have a plan figured out coming out of high school. So I felt like that was the best place for me to go. Right now I'm playing basketball. Season just got canceled, which is a bummer, but I'm still putting in the work, grinding, getting good grades. Just doing
Good,
me.
good, as you should, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you made the switch from football to basketball. Why is that?
Uh, Man, honestly, I lost the love for the sport of football, and it wasn't because of a coach. It was just in deep down, I just didn't just want nothing to do with the sport no more. I mean, I grew up playing basketball, and that's something I abandoned when I was got a little older, just because I like football. But then my visions changed, and I sat down, I thought about it, and God showed me this is where I'm supposed to be at the moment. Football isn't for me no more.
Right. Okay. Okay. So you just felt like it was in your heart. That's just what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
Okay. I respect it 100%. You know what I mean? I got mad love for you, so I know you made the right decision, and I know you got a army behind you, especially with me and the guys. You got an army behind you.
Thanks.
Um. So what are you majoring in?
Right now I'm majoring in communications with a minor in journalism.
Okay. What do you plan to do with that?
Honestly, communications is a broad degree, so there's a lot of outlets I could go with that. Like journalism, I could go be a sports analyst and sports writer and stuff. I could be
You you look like a sport analyst right now. That's the funny thing.
I could write for the newspaper, and I could be a teacher. And that's something I've been thinking about lately. My mom's a teacher. She's a principal. She just got her doctorates.
Yeah, I was about to say, congrats to your mother, man, on her
Yeah.
doctorate degree, putting on for the city, especially for the black community.
Yeah.
You don't really get to see too many black folk with doctorate degree, especially nowadays. So really big ups to her.
Yeah, first black woman with a doctorate. She's in the 1%. 1% of the world has their
One,
doctorates.
yeah, I was about to say like 1% of the world has their doctorates, especially isn't it a lot slimmer for you to be a black person with a doctor's degree at that?
If it's a 1%, then you can only imagine how many zeros are behind that point.
Right, right. Wow, that's very inspiring. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Um, so you said you wanted to become a teacher, possibly.
Yeah.
What would you want to teach?
I would have wanted to teach history.
History? Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel you. I actually like. Funny thing is, when I got to college, I changed my major from marketing to secondary education.
Mm.
I changed it again now. You know what I mean? I don't think my calling is in teaching, but I do think my calling is in coaching.
Mm.
Excuse me. But um, you know what I mean? Black male teachers are very is a very slept on thing.
Mm.
I think we need more black male teachers. Like the teaching industry, you know how everybody talks about, oh, we gotta change the system, we gotta change the system.
Mm.
But bro, there's so many systems that need to be changed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's not just the judicial system. We gotta teach our
Mm.
kids the right things.
Mm.
Like we gotta teach them our actual history, not the his story, his story. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. I
Like
know.
we gotta teach them the actual his.
Yeah. I hear you.
Hold up.
All right. Mm.
Uh, Damn it.
Mm.
Let's see. my AirPods just died. Wow,
That's,
what a day.
that's cool.
What a day, Jameer Gray.
No.
You able to hear me?
Kind of. Not really.
Muffled, right? All right, what about now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good.
All right.
All right, where was I? Oh, so yeah, what's it called? I think there's just change that needs to happen within all the systems, really. Um, and I think if we started off with the little things, with having more black male teachers and having, you know what I mean, more people who are actually certified for the job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of teachers who aren't what I would say certified for the job. Don't really know how to work with kids nor know
Yeah.
how to teach it the right way.
hmm Well, especially this is a big problem in Lancaster. I know from firsthand. Um, I had the privilege of being in elementary school of having a black principal. His name was Dr. James, and growing up, that was very inspirational to me.
Inspirational. Okay,
So
okay. Shout
just
out
seeing
Dr. James.
yeah,
Shout out
seeing
Dr.
that it was
James.
just like, wow, like I could be there at some point. And I feel like we need more of that in the school district of Lancaster because in the school district of Lancaster, our majority of people are minorities, which
Right.
concludes of Hispanic, Black,
Asian America.
Asian, Americans, like
Yeah.
just a whole melting pot. And majority teachers are white, which isn't an issue, but growing up as a black man, Hispanic male, black female, Hispanic female, Asian American, so on and so forth,
Yeah, right.
we need to see more people that look like us in
Okay.
there because of the fact that, all right, I see him, he is me. He teaching me this. Oh, this is a real goal because he got there. He looks just like me. He knows my struggle,
Yeah.
so I could get there at some point.
Right.
And seeing a Caucasian person as your teacher may not be so. You might not feel
Motivating.
so
I don't
safe.
think I don't think that's as motivating as seeing a
Yeah,
black person teach you. I
it
don't
isn't.
I don't think having a no offense to my to my Caucasian friends or anything
No
like
offense.
that. There's no offense, but I don't think I felt as motivated to learn and to be in the classroom while having a Caucasian professor or
No.
teacher, because it's just like you don't really understand my struggle, nor do you know what I've experienced.
Mm-mm.
And I think that's just a perception that we face at first until we get to know the professor, because they might have went through the same things we went through. They might have went through poverty,
Yeah.
but I think the color of their skin, just like the color of our skin, um, puts an image in our head already, and it's wrong. But then again, it's just like, what do we do about it?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I think that really, like, the kids are our future. The youth is the future. So
Mm-hmm.
the more that we invest in them, the more that we try to change their lives and alter their lives in a positive direction, the better that this country will be, and the better that the rest of our lives will be. Because
Yeah.
truly, the future depends on them.
Yeah. And that's why every day I wake up, I try to be the biggest role model to my little brother Micah, my little cousins. Shout out to Shymir and all
Right.
of them. The Maj. I try to be as big as a positive role model because I know they're the young bloods. They
Yeah,
need
they're
they
watching. Yeah.
they're watching everything we do. We need to set this example because if we don't set the example, they're gonna go off, pick up on our bad habits, and do what we did to
And
make those
yeah,
mistakes.
right. And I think that's just another thing where it's just setting the standard and breaking the cycle, really.
Hmm
Um Obviously we've seen our parents struggle, you know what I mean, and seeing what they went through, and obviously they don't want you to go through the same thing that they do. That's why they push us so hard.
Yeah.
So I think that by you setting a positive example amongst your peers and amongst your family, it's it's gonna have a positive impact.
hmm
So a big shout out to you. But I was on TikTok,
Um,
Yeah.
I decided to like deactivate my social media accounts or whatever. Not deactivate them, but just log off for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I kept my TikTok. Um, and I was watching. You know who Gary Vee is?
I'm not sure, but that name sounds very familiar.
Yeah, he's like a motivational speaker. He's a financial analyst or whatever. Um, he's very motivated. Not gonna lie, but um, I was watching a video of his, and he was saying that the company that you keep is an example of who you are.
Mm-hmm.
So you keep people who are around you who are positive and well mannered, and you know what I mean,
Mm-hmm.
have similar goals to you, is a reflection of who you are. And I just wanted to see what's your perception on that. Like, what do you think about like positive energy and positive people being around you? Like, just like what do you think about that?
I think it's good to keep people around you that have the same viewpoints as you.
Right.
Like, honestly, it just goes with this election. I'm gonna use example. I can't be a friend with someone that supports Trump because that's not my ideology. Because at the end of the day, deep down the line, there's somewhere where we don't connect. There's a huge disconnect. That's why you keep people around you that want to do this, want to do that. That's why it's good to have friends that are in the same lane, same role as you, because you get to learn more and you get to experience more through those people. Because
Right.
different people have different viewpoints.
Right.
But as long as your viewpoints go towards the same direction and not eventually go to a
Veer
different
off.
veer off, then you're
Hmm.
fine. You gotta keep that.
So is it wrong to have a Trump supporting friend? Like, what like do you think it's like after like post election? Do you think it's wrong to have a Trump supporting friend? Because like
Yes,
I've known people who like I've known like for a majority of my life who are Trump supporting. It's just like, dude, like what,
yes,
bro?
yes. Because at the end of the day, you can say what you want about all the things that he speaks about, all the hate that he speaks with, you agree with it to some point.
To an extent, right?
Yeah. Trump said
Uh,
he said in the he said in the song, and it's in the other side of America by Meek Mill. What do you have to lose? Your job. Like, you agree with all that stuff that he's saying, all the hate that he speaks,
Right.
which is ridiculous. It's like you gotta.
That's funny
Nah, I can't
because
be a friend with Trump
I
supporter.
think about this on a daily basis. I think about karma, and I saw this tattoo idea. It was a boomerang,
Mm,
um, and it had the words karma written around it.
mm,
And I was just like, yo, like when you think about it like that, like karma with the relevance of a boomerang, like they tie in together because what goes around comes around, right?
mm,
Same thing with a boomerang. So I was watching an interview with Kevin Gates a couple of years ago. I think he was on the Breakfast Club, and
yeah.
he was basically saying that the energy that you put out into the world is the energy that's going to be reciprocated to you.
Yes.
So I think like the positivity that you enforce and that you try to live by is what's
Mm,
going to eventually come back to you.
mm-hmm.
So like, how do you think that would work in Trump's sense? Like, he's a billionaire, has multiple businesses,
Mm-hmm.
he's fine without being president. He doesn't like his life was okay, like was amazing without like living off of presidential salary. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So like, how do you think like what he's done and what the energy he's put out is gonna come and bite him in the ass? How do you think that's gonna happen?
Well, for number one, like you said, what comes around comes around. There's gonna be a. I know from a fact when he leaves the office, I think it's January 1st. There's gonna be cases opened up against him for sexual assault and other things. I'm not too completely sure, so I'm not gonna sit here and speak false facts. But I know
Mhm.
there's gonna be cases open, so I think that's gonna be another way that's gonna bite him in the rear end. All those things that he's done before, because
Right.
he got a little pardon because he was a president. You can't pretty much try the president unless he's done committed treason
Yeah.
by America. But I think he's
Yeah.
gonna be tried.
Have you watched that Jerry Espin special on Netflix?
Yes, I
Right.
have.
That
He,
bro, that's sickening, bro.
it
Bro,
is.
that is sickening, bro. And bro, like I can't believe people like really like wanted him to be reelected as president. I don't even know why like he was elected the first time. Like I said it in my previous episode, like people thought about it as a joke, but like,
Mm.
bro, he was our president.
The reason, listen, this presidency has showed us a lot of things. Number one, it showed you how divided America was.
Oh,
When
100%.
Obama got elected president, it showed like we made a major step just in history, just having a black man as president. That's amazing.
Yeah, I
But
mean, Obama was president until I got to high school.
yeah, bro. And the thing was, all that stuff that went on before, like all these race riots, things happened, but a lot of it was swept under the rug because
Mm-hmm.
a black man was president. So people they didn't
Right.
feel comfortable. But when
Bringing
Trump
it.
got in, you got David Duke supporting this man. He's the leader of the Klan. So it's like, wow.
It shows how divided the country really is,
Yes.
and it's really sad actually. Like to think as America as like the place where everybody escapes to, like the land of the free, land of dreams and prosperity. Because I
Hmm.
that's why my mom came to this country. You know what I mean? Try to build a better lifestyle. But it's just like, oh my gosh, bro! Like this man is like, there's something wrong with him in the head,
Yeah.
and like I don't know. It's crazy though. Um, what's your view on um failure? Like, what do you think about failure? Like everybody, especially like, let's get into the sports side of things, right?
Hmm.
Enough with the politics. With failing, like, why do people look at it as like, oh my god, I failed. I'm never gonna like be able to do this, like, et
Hmm.
cetera, et cetera. Like, why do you think people do that? Like, what's your view on failure?
Well, failure is something that I struggle with personally because I come from a household where greatness. That's something that my family has breeded. My mom, my dad, my cousins. It's just something that comes. Some would say natural, but it's really not natural. It's hard work, a lot of things going on. So I'm naturally a perfectionist. So if I'm not doing something right or to my best ability, I get down on myself naturally. So that's
Mm-hmm.
something I struggle with. Just all throughout my high school years, just failing and failing. But you gotta learn. You gotta get back up. You gotta keep going. You miss 99% of the shots you don't take. 100% of the shots you don't take.
Right. Great
So
quote. Great quote.
I learned, I got to keep taking these shots. If I fail, so what? So be it. I'm going to keep getting back up and I'm going to keep fighting because there's a greater cause, there's a greater good.
Right. Right. Because I mean, I think you learn your you. I think you achieve success through
Hmm.
failure,
Hmm.
like trial and error. Like that's where you achieve the most success. Um, and I feel like some people fail to realize that simply because like I think they fear failure.
Hmm.
And I think if you want to be great, you can't feel failure. You can't fear um not obtaining your goal right away. Like I don't know. I don't think people really understand that.
It's one of those things where I feel like me and you could speak on from firsthand, playing, well, you came from Miller Hershey, and that's a winning program. So, you're used to the winning.
I got both sides. I got the winning
Yeah.
side and then the losing side.
So you're
Like
used to
there's
both sides of the spectrum.
yeah, I think there's two different mentalities really. Like
Hmm.
when I was at Miller Hershey, um, we went to playoffs my freshman year. Funny story, right? So my freshman year, I got moved up to varsity the week of playing Bishop McDevitt. And I don't know if people saw the QB1 special on Netflix or whatever. Savon Bowers, he was there, but he was injured, right?
Hmm.
But we went up to go play Bishop McDevitt.
Hmm.
And I got moved up to varsity. I'm hyped, right? And bro, it's just a different mentality, bro. People on the team, bro, like they want to they want to eat, bro.
Hmm.
Like they're serious about winning.
Hmm.
It's they got that killer instinct. But we get to Bishop McDevitt, right? It's game time, whatever, whatever. And at the finale of the game, we end up losing, right?
Hmm.
And you see all the seniors shedding tears because it's their last football game. You know what I mean? And everybody's just like, okay, we're back in the weight room in a week. And you see everybody back in the weight room.
Hmm.
Unless they're in a winter sport, they're back in the weight room.
Hmm.
They're back to grinding. They're back to, you know what I mean, doing what needs to be done. But no disrespect to McCaskey, but it wasn't the same.
Hmm.
I got there and it was just a few of us lifting for the next season. It was like I'd say probably like 15 to 20 guys, 12 if
Eight.
even.
8,
About 8. Like,
8 to 10. Yeah,
bro,
bro.
compare to 8 from a losing program. We went what 2-8 the previous season.
No, the season before you came, we went 4-5, something
Four
like
and
that.
six. 4 and 6.
Something like that. Something. It was.
It was either 4-6 or 2-8. One of the
Yeah.
two. But it's just like you see the difference. You see
Mhm.
the change in mentalities. You see the dedication really.
Mhm.
Um, you know what I mean? And then you also see the problem in the coaching. I just didn't feel like the coach was on our ass as much, and I don't think he should be, but I just didn't think he was enforcing it as much.
Well, when you're coaching minorities, black men, Hispanic men, you gotta you you need to do that stuff.
There's an extra push, right?
You have to give that extra push because they're not getting that extra push from home. When you're when you're going to Manheim Township, Manheim Central, CV,
Go Calico.
Cocalico, these winning programs, these kids are coming from households that are
They got everything made
they
for
got
them.
everything. Their parents are pushing them. So when you come to McCaskey, you're dealing with kids that either don't have a dad, don't have a mom, living with grandma, something down those lines. They don't have that motivation. They're
Right.
looking towards the coach to be that father figure.
That father figure.
That's what some of these kids
Facts.
are
Shout out
craving.
Coach Leonard. Shout out Coach Larry. Shout out Coach Keeler. Bro, I lie to you not, bro. I never really had a father figure in my life, right? Till my senior year of football. They came in, bro. I tell you, bro, from the bottom of my heart, bro, they were like my fathers, bro.
Yeah.
And I say it every day. I say it every day. I still talk to Coach Larry daily. Still talk to Coach Keeler. Still talk to Coach Leonard. Them guys is like, bro, they're like my fathers, bro.
Mhm.
Cause like they show, bro, I wouldn't be in the position that I am today without them. So big shout out to them. But I definitely agree with you on that. Where certain coaches, especially under the circumstance where you're coaching a minority team, a heavily diverse team, you need to put that extra push in. You gotta hold them to a higher standard because you're getting looked upon differently from everybody else, regardless of the fact.
Mhm.
Like it's 10 times harder for you to go to college than the kids at Manheim Township and Manheim Central and
Mhm.
Cocalico and all these other winning schools because at the end of the day, you gotta fight for a scholarship. Their parents can pay them through college,
Mhm.
but can yours? And the average answer to that is no.
No.
The
You know.
average answer to that is no.
Frankly, I can say I have been blessed with parents that worked hard. So that hardworking mentality
It's
in my
driven into
is
you,
driven
right?
into me. So
Right. And
little backstory. Um,
I think it's definitely driven into me
yeah,
as well. But go ahead.
little backstory. Like my mom, when she grew up on Duke Street. She grew up in a little apartment. She ain't have nothing. My
Right.
dad, parents, my my grandfather was the son of sharecroppers. That's pretty much slavery. They're one generation removed out of slavery. Just so they instilled that hard work. And my parents, all they do is hard work. My dad's still working hard. My mom's still working hard. I
Right.
see that
Every
and that
day.
inspires me.
Right.
So
I
I
mean,
had that backing.
and I think that's what some people lack.
Mhm.
Some people lack that. Like everybody, it's funny. Cause I love watching ET Eric Thomas.
Mm.
Um, I love watching his motivational stories, his motivational videos. Everybody want to be a lion.
Yeah.
Everybody want to be a killer and you know what I mean. This hard body, social media, you know what I mean, motivated person. But when
Mm.
it comes down to it, it's just like, bro, where's that mentality at for real?
Yeah.
And I think social media really deteriorates our standards and what we should be held up to. Um, I think social media it could be good, but it also could be bad. And simply in the sense where when you think about it, how like with recruiting, right, for football, you need your Twitter, you need your Instagram, you need your Snapchat, you need all that stuff because you need to get seen, you need to get looked at.
Mhm.
But when you look at it from another view, it's just like, okay, I'm doing all this, but I'm still seeing what other guys are doing, and I feel like it's just like it's kind of a distraction at times. And I think that's why I like
Mm-hmm.
deactivated my accounts, or logged off my accounts, because it's just like I'm not gaining anything from social media right now. Especially during this time, like during the election time, it's just like you see so much division. There's people who like are willing to fight each other because they're having a disagreement about the president.
Yeah. And the thing is, these people don't understand. The presidency does not affect our day-to-day life. Local elections affect our day-to-day life.
Thank you.
I've been preaching
Thank
that
you.
for this whole thing. I've been trying to tell people this whole time. Local elections matter more.
Local elections is what affects your day-to-day life. That's why I think it's pure ignorance. I'll say it again, pure ignorance when people say voting does not matter. Voting for the election might not matter as much, but it still matters. Voting locally is what matters the most, because that's what's going to affect your life day to day. You vote the right people into office, you vote the right people into office in your city, in your state,
Mhm.
and your life will change. Like, people don't understand that though. People think it's just,
Uh,
oh, who cares about voting?
this is
Like,
the
bro,
thing.
come on.
This is, a way to look at it is Martin Luther King didn't get shot in his head for y'all not to vote. Malcolm X didn't get shot to not for y'all to vote. All these
Right.
people did all these things to get us to this place. They marched for us to get these rights. Like they
Bro,
literally
beat,
had to fight for these rights.
beat up, bro, called such derogatory
Hung,
names. Come
hung,
on. Hung.
coming to our churches, burning crosses, like just literally terrorizing us. But you know, our people they kept fighting.
But let's say black people was to do that now. Let's say black people was to do that and
Terrorists.
do what white people did to us before, bro. Terrorists. Oh, they're animals. They're the animals that they were meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, bro. It's
Reverse
really
psych.
crazy. Reverse psychology at its finest. Have you watched Lovecraft Country?
No.
Bro, that's your homework assignment for this week. I need you to watch Lovecraft Country.
Mm-hmm.
Because everything that we're talking about right now, bro, is what happened. It's basically, it takes you through history, right? It takes you through the Tulsa massacre, the just everything that happened within the 50s, post Korean War,
Yeah.
everything that happened then, and the stuff that you see, bro, it's like it has to do with voodoo,
Mm-hmm.
and you know that voodoo is magic is um how do I say this? It's a black oriented thing,
Yeah.
but it goes back into the time where during slavery where the masters of the slaves would impregnate these black women who knew magic and knew what they were like, you know what I mean? And would take advantage of that and try to become the magic holders, and they try to make the secret society about it. Whatever. Great show. 10 out of 10. Highly recommended. Please watch it.
Mm-hmm.
No, this is not a paid sponsorship, but it should be. Great show. I encourage everybody to go watch it. Best show I've watched during 2020.
Yeah.
But bro, seriously though, like it's ridiculous like what goes on in daily life. Like especially like dealing with racism. Like
Mm-hmm.
how do you deal with racism? Because I know we've had a couple encounters with racism together, really. But how do you deal with racism, and how do you deal with you know what I mean, being dealing with oppression, really?
I deal with it with class. You know, when I'm encountered with racism, I'm not gonna sit here and oh da, da. I'm not gonna get mad. I'ma remember who I am. I remember my morals. Honestly, when I see a racist person, I'm gonna go pray for them because honestly, it's not their fault that they're racist. Racism, that thought, that ideology, that's taught, that's passed down from generations.
I was just about to say that.
There,
That's a learned
no,
action.
no baby, nobody's born in their heart with hatred. I'm not born and says, "Oh, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you." That's babies don't they don't think like that. So you
Right.
know,
They don't
I
even know
don't
right from wrong yet.
you don't know right from wrong. You don't know. So that's why I don't get mad when someone's racist towards me. I mean, I might feel a little down on myself, but I remember who I am and what my purpose is.
Right.
I'm gonna just pray for him and keep walking because at the end of the day, that's a roadblock. I'm gonna get over it.
I think that's the first time I ever heard somebody say, "I'm gonna pray for him."
Hmm.
Like that's the first time. That's a very mature response. That's a very mature response. I like that. Um. So I have a challenge. I'm gonna start doing challenges. It's not nothing crazy though. I
Yeah.
promise. Um. It's not as crazy as like some of the challenges that like I be seeing, but it's a self improvement challenge. I'm gonna start doing self improvement challenges, and I want you to participate.
Hmm.
So, um, we talk about goals all the time. We talk about, what I mean, bettering ourselves, becoming a better person.
Hmm.
Um, so I started doing this thing where I write down my goals
Hmm.
and I place it on a mirror, bathroom mirror, because that's the place that I go the most, and I see myself all the time when I'm in
Hmm.
the bathroom. And I read out my goals 3 times
Yeah.
out loud, and I manifest my goals into a reality.
Hmm.
So what I want you to do is I want you to do the same thing. I want you to go out, write your goals down, read them out loud every time that you see it 3 times.
Listen, brother. You wanna know something? I'm already ahead of you. I have a vision board in my room hung up with a quote
Right,
with an inspirational quote right under it. I read it
right.
every day.
But so what I want you to do is I want you to um pass it along. I
Hmm.
want you to try to inspire as many people as you can to do
Hmm.
the same thing. Because truly, I want to see everybody win. I want to see everybody, obtain their goals and obtain success, really. Because I just feel like it's what better time to shine than to shine now?
Hmm.
With everything going on, like I think right now would probably be the best time to start a business, start a podcast, start a YouTube channel. All we have so much time on our hands, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I just want to see everybody like really just winning, just doing, perfecting their own craft. Like whatever your craft is, perfect it. I
Hmm.
know somebody who paints, right? And they're like, oh, well, I don't really know if I'm that good. Well, how do you know if you're not that good if you don't attempt it? You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like if you don't try to perfect it. Like, and I know somebody as well who has, oh damn, my phone just died. But I know somebody as well who does hair, who wants to
Hmm.
do hair, but they're not doing it because I feel like they're fearing, they fear the how do I say this? They fear not being successful at it, like I said earlier in the podcast.
Hmm.
I feel like that's what they fear.
Hmm. Yeah, that's something a lot of people deal with. I seen it. I see it firsthand almost every dang day. People are afraid to take chances, but if you don't take those chances, how are you gonna succeed? You're missing, like I said before, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So how
Right.
would you know if you're not gonna make it or not? You're
Right.
just putting that in your mind, and that goes back into teaching and all these other systems and ramifications and all that. It's really a mental thing.
I feel like life is a mentality.
Mhm.
If you have the mentality where, okay, I'm gonna go out here, I'm gonna go crazy, I'm gonna do what I gotta do, I'm gonna perfect my craft, I'm gonna inspire people, I'm gonna do what I gotta do for my family,
Mhm.
then you're gonna win. At the end of the day, you're gonna find a way to win.
Mhm.
But I feel like there's people out there who just would rather just kick back, relax, and be lackadaisical about their life. You only get one life, really.
Yeah.
It's just what you choose to do with it.
Mhm.
Like God put you out here for a purpose. You just gotta find your purpose.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of people failing, but there is a lot of people, young, successful minorities killing it right now. Like,
Yeah.
for one, shout out to my man Noah. He's killing it
Yes,
right
I was
now.
just about to say this. Shout out to Noah, man. DC, man. He's gonna be on the show real soon too. I just gotta set up a time with him. He's a very busy man, but shout out to Noah, man. Play football with him and everything.
Mm.
He's somebody who's very inspirational, especially
Mhm.
to the youth, simply because of what he's doing.
Mhm.
He's probably the youngest entrepreneur that I know.
Yeah, he is.
He's what
Yeah.
night? He's 19 and a business
Mm.
owner,
Mm.
selling cars, detailing cars. like he chose a craft and perfected it.
That's
Well,
powerful.
is
Very
perfecting it.
powerful.
Very powerful.
Powerful.
And shout out to Brandon Allen, man.
Yes.
Hood hippie doing
Mhm.
his thing also, man. Really like he chose a path. Said, okay, I know the clothing business is a really hard industry.
Mhm.
Chose it and is coming out with some solid, to me, it's beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful clothing.
Yeah.
And the message behind his clothing is
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, I need to get cop up on some of this stuff. I love the message. I just been missing it, just not
It
naturally just
just
not being on my phone.
yeah,
But he's someone that honestly I look up to as a black man.
me as
He's
well,
a
me as well.
clothing designer,
Teacher
former Division One athlete, teacher. Like he's someone
doing it
that
all,
is that did it all. That's someone that I look up to because
and he's a alumni.
he's a McCaskey alumni.
Cascade alumni. It don't get no better than that. So
Don't.
so big shout out to Brandon Allen. He's gonna be on the show as well real soon.
Mhm.
Um, but man, there's just so many people out here who are really doing it,
Mhm.
really trying to get it done, and not taking this life for granted, really, in my eyes. Um, but yeah, big special shout out to those guys. Um, my challenge for everybody who's watching or will watch is choose a craft, perfect it, write down your goals, manifest your dreams into a reality,
Mhm.
and always remember that the energy that you put out into the world is the energy that's going to be reciprocated. Keep your
Mhm.
positive energy. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. It's okay to get down sometimes, but don't stay down for too long.
Mhm.
Good morning, good evening, good night. It's your host, Yago Alvarez. I'm with Elijah Thomas, and I'm signing out.
Peace out, y'all.